Yes, I was born fabulous. I always believed I was, and I am. Unfortunately, the moment I was born, because there was something dangling between my legs, I was biologically and monotonously male. My parents equated the best education to an exclusive school, an all-boys school. I have heard horror stories done to those who were different, done to those who danced to the beat of their own drums. These poor souls were pushed around or bullied or laughed at. So I taught myself to wear a mask. I decided to create my own stage and play the role of what was supposed to be or perceived to be normal. Walk like a man, talk like a man, act like a man, play like a man. My performance was really very flawless. I almost convinced myself. Not until one day, when our English teacher assigned us to do a role play, I was given a female role to which I was in a stage of total utmost happiness. And that female role, however, was supposed to be kissed. And during one of our rehearsals, my leading man, let's call him Fred, jumped on me and started hugging me and kissing me. And the director said, "Cut." I jumped up, looked at Fred, and I saw his eyes, and he smiled at me and said, "How did I do?" To which I replied, "On my way home, I only thought of Fred. Those eyes were the most beautiful pair of eyes. His scent were those of the musk of Adonis. And his lips, when it touched mine, oh God, that kiss." When I was in high school, I decided to accept that I was different, to celebrate my colorful, unique, and beautiful self. But it was not all that easy. I have experiences when I walked to the halls of the school and young kids would shout in unison, "Bayot, bayot, bayot." And I also had experiences where young men would touch me in my body because I was gay and it was okay to be violated. When I was in college, I entered here in Silliman University, and I remember a good friend of mine who was then student government president. She said to me, "If you want to make it here in Silliman, ayaw pag binayot." Translation, don't be too flamboyant. You see, Silliman is a Christian institution, and they frown against such lifestyle. Do not judge her. 20 years ago, this city you call gentle weren't as gentle to the LGBT community. There was even one dean in Silliman who staged a protest against the city government of Dumaguete for staging a gay pageant. I think she succeeded because up to today, I have not seen another gay pageant sponsored by the city government ever. And as I discovered and uncovered my own uniqueness, deep in the recesses of my heart, I started asking questions. Who are those, or who is that someone who will stand and rejoice with me for being me naturally? When is that someday when tolerance breeds acceptance and we move forward and beyond sexual orientation and gender expression? Where is that somewhere where people like me are free? My rise to fame in Silliman was not very difficult. I mean, I aced my subjects, I was very active in the co-curricular and extracurricular activities, and I would probably be one of the most colorful and flamboyant personalities in the campus. When I was on my way to fourth year college, I ran for the student government president, not knowing what lay ahead. And in the course of the elections, issues about my sexual preference, orientation, and gender expression came into about, and I did not know how to deal with it. I lost that elections with only 3 votes. I took it as a triumph by itself. I took it as a sign that, give it some time, maybe Silliman would be there. There are 2 sad events that shaped me as a gay student leader in Silliman. First was when a very close friend of mine was raped in his dormitory. He was forced to perform oral sex to someone who he trusted very much. Second was when my best friend in the same dormitory was raped by 5 men. Yes, 5 of them. After the electoral laws, I realized that my calling was really to defend the LGBT community in the university. So I organized and founded the Basilban Society, or the Bakla ng Silliman Lumalaban. Translation, Gays in Silliman Fight! It was an LGBT group advocating equal opportunities and the eradication of discrimination in the university. We applied for recognition for the organization in the university, but we were disapproved. We then called and appealed for support from the community, but it fell on deaf ears. We just prayed, we lingered, and we persevered. And out of nowhere, the Silliman Church issued a statement of support to the Basilban Society. It called the university to reverse its decision for disapproving our recognition. And it called on the community to support the Basilban Society. It garnered national and international support from groups in UP Diliman and groups in Rhode Island and San Francisco in USA. It became not only a turning point of the university, but in my life too. That the cause of the LGBT must not be placed inside a box to limit its potentials, its skills, and our possibilities. I ran again for the SUSG president a year after that, and this time I won by a landslide. A year after my presidency, I was elected as the youngest president of the Silliman Alumni Association Incorporated. Both were milestones, showing how far Silliman community have gone. Fast forward, 20 years after, I continue the lobby. I continue the advocacy, and today I have championed the passage of the LGBT code in Mandaue City and also the anti-discrimination ordinance of Cebu City. These were supposed to protect the LGBTQI sector from the discrimination of employment, restroom use, sexual orientation, and gender expression. Growing up being butchered with so many concepts about LGBT, from being sick psychologically or to being influenced environmentally or being passed on with a various bakla in the pamilya, or simply just being me, I am barraged with so many questions on how I survived in a world of lawyers where it is supposed to be a dog-eat-dog world. Or how I survived in the government when it is alluded to a snake pit. You see, friends, the Integrated Bar of the Philippines and the government are close to my heart. And being one of the most flamboyant characters in it has been a challenging ordeal. To be an officer of the IBP and one who collects taxes for local government units are both thankless and aspiring. Thankless because as you work, you are already being judged by a lot of people, but aspiring because you want to create a better image for this community. We need more people who are among in the LGBT sector to go beyond entertainment and high fashion. Go beyond the salons or the beauty parlors or the nightclubs or the party scenes. I dream of the day to see that more LGBT people serve in the fields of law, medicine, education, military, Air Force, Navy, and to all fields less taken because of fear of discrimination. E. Cummings said it best. To be nobody but yourself in a world which is doing its best, night and day to be like everybody else, means to fight the hardest battle any human being can fight. And never stop fighting. So I never stop. Today, I am a lawyer, a tax collector, a mother or a father of a beautiful, strong-willed 11-year-old girl. I am a social activist, a daughter, and sometimes a son. I am gay. I lived my life with all these identities to form my story. And here are my truths. Life is theater. In your self-written plot, in every act, give the best performance. Be your best director. The most versatile protagonist and the most brutally honest critique. Second, find comfort in your weirdness. You are irresistible and irreplaceable. You are not like everybody else, and that makes you amazing. Be in touch with your energies, your influence, as well as your limitations. Third, embrace the power and express it. You embrace your power and you express it, and do not cower in the dark and suppress yourself. Do not let other people whittle you down to their sizes. Unleash your full potential. Fourth, be brave. Sometimes in life you may see that the path is dark and dangerous, but you are strong. Trust your instincts. Keep swimming. The mist will part and you will find your way. And last, be a love beam. Love always wins. I find comfort in my truths, and I challenge myself every day to be more, do more, and be better. I am perfecting the art of being fabulous, and I dedicate others, and I dedicate my life to help other people find their own flair. Quintessential. I'm proudly queer, and in all facets in life, I am Regal. Thank you.